Hello guys, Season 2 has already started. It's been almost a week, this is Quad, and I really want to share with you the highlights from the first weekend. It was amazing. I started as a Barbarian, as you can see, was full support for our team. From Discord we had like 8 people from EU, some folk from NA, and then sooner or later we all kind of combined together. It was really a blast to play with you guys all together. So if you want of course to join, then go Discord, and we always play nowadays. Of course, thank you a lot for all the supporters during this time, and yeah, the Hellduriel drop, the famous one. But already in normal I think I actually got some good stuff, for example this 11 fire res small charm, which is no joke actually that early on. And actually another great charm, 18 to life and fire res 9, this is really sick. The start has been pretty good, there were no disconnects, I actually managed to snag that rune thanks to the good ping and FPS, so I would say it was pretty cool. The first day I played for 18 hours and streamed it all live. In the end it was kind of funny, but already in Hell CS we actually got some first really cool drop, and I managed to get it, the Gladiator's Bane. That helped my mercenary to survive most of the time. On top we actually looted those really tri-res boots with FHR and fast run walk, which are also pretty great. Finally we also dropped our first elite base for inside. Actually this Thresher was really cool, thanks to some of the items on my mercenary he was able to survive and actually provide it. But that rune, I wasn't too fast actually. And then also we found this tiara with 2 Sorc skills dual res, which is pretty cool on the day 1 I would say. These boots though, man, 20 faster run walk, 10 FHR and dual high res lightning fire. I keep wearing them until this day. Somewhere by the end of the day 1 actually we went to the terror zones just to check, to see how it is, and we found a bunch of thunder charms. The lightning one, also really good cold one, 72. We actually managed to equip all our sorcerers with the charms, and also minus 73 poison, pretty good as well. And I think on the same run even, minus 72 flame rift, the fire one. And in the cathedral, actually this place I like quite a lot. I do run this terror zone quite often if it happens to be on my time. Alright, I won't really bother you with those thunder charms, but let's make the inside actually. This one rolled pretty good, 17 level meditation and 286 enhanced damage. Only 1 yikes for +1 to critical strikes. Here I was just in time to snag that peasant crown, well, poor man's Shaco they say, right? Somewhere after about 14 hours I think, I swapped from the support barb to actually Warcry barb and I made my first spirit. Well, kind of disappointed me. This find also disappoints everybody, believe me, finding Rixed skin in the Hell CS is kind of crazy. Should have been Griffin's Eye. And you wouldn't believe, but my first killer is actually useful. This is a poison and bone one. I think I sold it for like a rune. And as soon as I got my Warcry set up, I decided to go to Countess just to get rune. You won't believe it, for the second spirit I think I missed tool or arm, and from the first run I got pull rune and I left it immediately, it didn't go again. I also decided to test if going to the pit would be useful, but actually found my first and only monarch with 4 open sockets. I have a lot of them white ones, but I decided not to use them at all. So basically with my build with Warcry I opted in for Eldritch and Pindo runs, and Eldritch delivered some gold drop which I actually use up until this moment. Pindo has been kind of generous, and when we found that unique ring we also found the Tarn Helm, which rolled only 32 MF I believe. And then eventually also the Raven Frost. Not too bad I would say, I actually used it as a Warcry barb. Useful piece from the trunk set. I mean, not for me, but for the 3-piece set bonus that gives you minus 25 to enemy poison rest, this is pretty decent. Another really great base over here. Actually, I still haven't put it to use, but I'm debating if I should actually make fortitude in it. Lacquered plate with 805 defense, this is pretty huge. And this is probably one of the best magic amulets I ever found, plus 3 to elemental skills for druid and 29 MF, actually open for sale if anybody from druids wants to get it. Here is also a casual pull rune from the minions of Pindle skin, that's kind of surprising me, to be honest. And here it is, one of the really crazy drops that actually has no value. This is so unfortunate. Dragon Scale, Zakharom Shield, this is super rare, but man, not useful at all. Talking about usability, this one is probably on the better side of it. Heavy Bracers, this is Trangul's Claws. All these finds were actually from my first weekend, so it's Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and I played in total 44 hours. Unfortunately, this faceblade can only be a lightsaber, because Pindo is not enough level. And there it is, the one that I already clipped before, and you might have seen it. Crazy luck. That bear rune drop from the minion of the Pindo. I am speechless, never found it like this on a player's one. With a Barbarian? Are you serious? One of the community members, Stromgar, actually asked me to identify that unique ring, and that has been a perfect Nagel with 30 MF and 69 attack rating. I mean, come on, can it be even more perfect than that? And then again, we teamed up a little bit to level up in the Chaos Sanctuary and find some stuff maybe. I snagged that Vampire Fang belt, unfortunately it's ethereal and it is Nosferatu's coil. This is another find that is super crazy. I mean, I didn't manage to pick it up, but then I was given it, so take a look. This one I actually have never seen in my life. I am still missing on my Holy Grail on single player, Nail Striker, unique scepter. Tanking Diablo and getting the amulet, which turned out to be Taurash's adjudication. I guess I'm lucky. My role as a Warcry Barbarian was actually to loot stuff and whore corpses, but I found my first 7 MF small charm. And yet again, another crazy drop from Pindo. Fair to say, I ran Pindle and Eldritch for like 350 times, so it was like, I don't know, 15 hours probably in total, so yeah, he dropped me a lore rune. And that was the moment I started to think about swapping to a different build. Especially after a longer time, I started to get a little bit tired of these two targets. Let's see what happens next. This item, actually, if you don't know why it's so good, check out my video. This one helped me a lot in Travinco later on. Item that I don't even want to identify, seriously. One of the rarest items in the game as well is a TC-87 and nobody ever uses it. But at least this is good, Mage Feast, right? Right? I was lucky once again, this time with Eldritch. Here actually crazy helmet, look at it. This is 5 BO Barbarian helmet with 2 to battle cry, 2 life and 17 cold rest. This is pretty awesome. Terrorized Tristram is actually one of the better places for me to farm as a Barbarian, but actually this guy dropped me Gore Rider. And from the entire hour of running Tristram, I got only Haldur's Boots, and they rolled 45%. Probably one of my better finds is actually this Mithril Coil, that is of course Verdango's Harticord with 32 vitality and 13 damage reduction. It is really helpful for Berserker Barb. Speaking of which, I decided to swap into the Zerker Barb and make my Grief and a Faceblade since I have that lore rune. And let's see how it rolls. 36 AS and 393 damage. Man, this is probably the best Grief I ever rolled. All mine were like 33, 34 AS and 340 damage or something. And obviously one of the first finds in Travancore is Warcry's GC. Good job, game. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed it, thank you and see you next time.